All right, we are live. Yay, again. I love Tuesdays because I love talking to you all. It's really fun, and I really love sharing my knowledge with you guys. And so I'm really excited that today I'm going to be talking about 5 easy ways that you can start 2019 off with a great start and really making sure that you are making the best out of the beginning of the year and starting your year off right so that you can reach all your career goals. Just as a recruiter myself, well, sorry, if you don't know me or you haven't been on a live yet or read any of the emails, my name is Mercedes and I am a career coach here. Hi, Bella. Great to see that you got on. And so my name is Mercedes and I'm a career coach, and of course I'm a fellow millennial, and I've just realized that along the way there are a lot of things that I learned that I just thought came natural to me because I was in human resources, but it's something that not everybody knows. And so I really just want to take this time to share what I know, share my knowledge with everybody else. Hi, Marion. And so that you all can reap the benefits of what I've learned in my career. So, of course, I'm a certified human resources professional, and most of my role right now is actually doing recruitment. So I'm screening resumes, I'm talking to candidates, I'm networking, all that stuff. So I'm really firsthand knowledge from the employer side to kind of give you all the kind of inside details of how to get a job. But what we're going to be talking about today is, again, 5 ways to level up your career in 2019, because even though the end of the year, if you're submitting your resumes right now, you might not be getting a good response back from employers or companies or whoever, or even other connections that you know or are talking to, because at the end of the year is when the budget's really tight, because everything's been spent, and it's also the holidays, so people are kind of working less, even though it's they're technically still working. They're just trying to make it to Christmas and New Year's, guys. So what I want to say is that the end of the year, even though you have Christmas going on and New Year's, this is about planning. This is your time to make sure that you're setting and your plan in motion so that you can achieve your biggest goals at the beginning of 2019, because the beginning of 2019 is when you're going to be able to really achieve those goals. So many companies, including mine, at the beginning of the year, we have a brand new budget. We have all of these. Yes, Talana, make it. Try to make it into 2019. But we have all these goals, and we have all these really, as far as the company goes, there's all these new positions that we think we will need in 2019. There's all these new things going on. And I say that for my company, but I know it's true across the board. That January and February are when they are really filling in all of those new positions with their new pretty budgets, because it's the start of a new year. So that's when you want to make sure that you're just ready to go at it full force. So you want to prepare now so that when January and February gets here, you are ready to get your resume out there, you're ready to start networking, you're ready to go to those interviews and land your job, or you're making sure that you're getting to the next level, whether it's a promotion or anything like that. So that being said, make sure you prepare now so that you can achieve your biggest goals in 2019. So my first tip, or my first thing that you should do, is start to make a plan, right? Because, if you don't have a plan or you don't know where you want to go, you're not going to get there. I mean, honestly, if you haven't written down what you really need to get to where you are, and I don't mean just think it out or think it over, at night in your bed and you're like, yeah, I should do that. That's a dream, and what you want is to make sure that your dreams become true, and the only way to do that is to create a plan. So you want to think about, maybe it's that new job that you want, or the new skill set you want, a new role that you want, maybe a promotion or a raise, right? What are the steps that you need to take to get there starting now? So for me, one of my biggest things for 2019 is that I wanted a raise. And so what I did is I did all of my raise research. I went to the Department of Labor and pulled all of that information and said, for a person with my skill set and my experience and my background, they're getting paid this much. And this is how I'm justifying this. And I've written this beautiful letter to you, my boss. to let you know what I think I deserve. And of course, there's a certain way to address that. There's a certain way to address that with your boss or whoever might be doing the salary reviews. But I made a goal. I made SMART goals specifically to get to where I wanted to be. I said I need to research this information. I need to write a letter. I need to submit that with the evidence. So there's other things that go along with that. So this is not what you is thinking about what you should do. It's really about writing it down, making a plan, and making sure you get there. So one free resource that I've created is my career action plan. So actually, if you are able to review this and look at that, it's going to help you really get clear about what you want to do or where you want to go. Again, across the board, whatever it is, it's going to help you line those up so that you can make sure that you're achieving those goals by setting SMART goals and a timeline to get to where you need to be. So the first thing is to make a plan. The second one is to have the talk. I like that because, the talk sounds really scary, but you want to have the talk with your manager, okay? You want to check in with your manager in the new year, okay? There are so many things going on that maybe you're not even aware of. There's things that maybe the executive board or upper management know about that you need to get ready for, right? And if you don't actively talk with your manager to make sure that you're aligning yourself with the company and the company's goals and what you need to do, you're gonna miss out. Okay, so it's kind of like that awkward stage when you start dating. You're like, what are we? That's what you need to have with your manager. So what are we doing? Where are we going? What are our plans? You need to have that curt conversation with your manager. And doesn't mean go bust in your manager's office and like, we need to talk right now. No, schedule a meeting. You're like, you just want to follow up and check in and find out where we're going and, how you can better, help the company achieve their goals, or how can you be of value? Those are really great questions to ask your manager, not just because they're going to help you look really good when you actually achieve those things that you talked about, but it lets them know that you're serious about advancing, makes them know that you're serious about your job and doing better. So that's one thing. Have the talk with your manager and make sure that they are, that you connect in that way. And if you have any questions about anything, please ask in the comments. I want to make sure that I'm addressing these and I'm not just doing my HR talk and nobody knows what I mean. So the next one, number 3, is to find a mentor. So I've been really, really lucky, and honestly, I couldn't ask for a better boss. But my boss is actually my manager. So my mentor. My boss is my manager and my mentor. And so along the way, he's given me so much career advice, so many advice about career moves, about good decisions, bad decisions, that I can make on a personal level. I think it's really, you have to think very hard about if you want your manager to be your mentor as well, because sometimes your manager might not be really looking out for what's best for you, but maybe them or the company. So you want to make sure you have a manager a mentor, a mentor that is going to really look out for you and what's best for your career and help you get there. And the best thing that a mentor can do for you is speak about their experiences, and so that you can understand how everything works in maybe your field or your career, or maybe even your company if it's a larger company and you can find a mentor specifically for that. But it's really about getting advice and feedback and kind of having somebody to talk to about, what decisions you're making professionally. And I can just say one of the most recent ones that I found in my job, which I found really heartbreaking, is that a guy who's worked for our company for many years, he decided that he wanted to change, and so he went to, started getting his resume out there, I guess, got an interview, and landed a job at a company. And he is a great person. We wouldn't have wanted to lose him for the world, but some people do need a change, and we understand that. But he wasn't going to a great company, and so we wish that if he had asked us, we would have said, we're sad to lose you, but definitely make sure about where you're moving. In this particular company, there's no room for advancement there. There's no room for growth. And individuals who transition into that company, they often find themselves at kind of the end of the road in their career, and they're kind of just stuck doing that same thing for the rest of their career. So don't end up like that guy. Find somebody who's able to give you some advice about your career and is able to kind of give you feedback and give life to your career, so to speak, so that you're making good decisions so that you can get where you need to be. So number 3 is a mentor. My number 4 is expand your network. In 2019, start expanding your network. And of course, I had, my Network Like a Boss course. And one of the 4 things that I would say is the biggest takeaway from that course is to, 1, plan your event. So plan where you want to go, plan where you want to connect with individuals, and then once you've got that, you want to start strategizing. So you want to see who's attending, what's their background, what can they bring to me of value, how can I appeal to them to make sure that I'm somebody that they want to connect with. And of course, 3, make the connection after you've strategized the best way to meet and connect with those individuals. And then after you've made the connection, you want to start nurturing that connection, as easy as, sending a message and asking for their advice, or having coffee, or just connecting with them in a way that's a casual conversation in whatever setting. And if they make a good connection with them, it's very likely, and you continue to nurture that relationship, it's very likely that can become a connection that you can use in your professional career or otherwise. So that's my number 4, expand your network. And the last thing that I want you to do for 2019, in the beginning of 2019, and preparing now, of course, is that you want to build on your strengths. So I see so many people that they, when they're looking to get a new job or they're looking for their career, they really focus on, well, I don't have any experience in that, I don't have a skill set, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. And you don't need that. You need you and what you're good at and what makes you an awesome person. So focus on your strengths. So for me, I am an implementer and I'm an ideator. I really love coming up with great ideas and finding out a way to implement them. And hopefully that's making organizational change, and that's making things better for the company or people that work for the company that I work with, or maybe you guys, millennials. And so I focus on doing those things because I do them well. And I think that's why they hired me. They hired me because I can do that job well. And so we need to start focusing on our strengths so that we can make sure that we're operating, and high performing, because when we start focusing on our weaknesses, we get stuck in those, and we're actually not doing a good job, even though we think we're improving ourselves overall by working on our weaknesses. So like for me, I'm not like a person that likes using like influence and power in the workplace. So I don't really like the negotiating. I don't enjoy doing like a lot of employee relations type things. So I usually allow my boss to do those things. It's not that I can't do them, but I'm not as good at them as I am at possibly project management and bringing about new policies and procedures. So it's got to be something that you acknowledge as your truth, and it's okay. Not everybody is good at everything, and so that's why you try and create and work with people that are complements to your strengths and weaknesses. So focus on your strengths and go from there. And I do want to say that for me, one of the greatest things about looking at my strengths and everything like that was actually doing some assessments and finding out, well, I think I'm good at this, but what's the word for what I'm good at? What is the word for I like making pretty things and implementing them? And I think if you take either the strengths test or the Kolbe test, those are two of the ones that are out there. I haven't taken the Kolbe test, but I have taken the strengths test, and it made me really understand how I relate to others on my team, just by what my strengths are, and that's really how I understand the world. So it'll help you in that way, just making sure that you're able to achieve your biggest goals by focusing on your strengths. So those are my top 5 things. So I'll go over them really quickly again. Is 1, make a plan. 2, have the talk with your manager. 3, find a mentor. 4, expand your network. And 5 is focus on your strengths. So that's all I have to say today. I did mention that I did have that 5-step action plan. If you check out my my little description box there, I'm like, what is that thing? My little description box, I have added a link there for you to sign up for emails from me, and you'll get a link to get that free workbook. And basically what it helps you do is it helps you assess where you want to be, where you currently are, how to kind of bridge the gap, so how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And it helps you outline the details of all of that. And then it helps you set goals for each of those important things that you want to achieve. So again, whether that's getting a promotion, getting a new job, or learning a new skill, all of that you can define on there, and then it allows you to set a timeline for how you're going to complete that through the year. So that is my gift to you at the end of 2018. Merry Christmas. And I hope that you'll use this to really make sure that you're achieving your biggest goals in 2019. And that's all I have for you guys today. And if you all have any questions, I'll hang around for a few seconds and see if you have any. Awesome. So that being said, again, I wish you all a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I will see you all in the new year. Bye.